market plan,
Mhm.
define your client. Who is your ideal client? If you can say it in a nutshell.
I would say probably just mostly young adults, you know,
Okay.
where my
Any
focus is right now.
any young adult. And I get when you're saying young adult, 16 to 25. Any specific target that you want as far as like location or
My focus right now would be Milwaukee, and then I probably would move to like go to Chicago, like, and then I would like to have different areas of different sponsors in different cities because
okay,
everyone has different banks, everyone has different everything, you know.
right. Well, they even have flat out different rules for different things.
Correct. Yeah. For each business, it's totally different. So,
Yep, yep. And even
or city, I should say.
yeah, well, and just little things that I learned, and this was, I don't know if they still do this, but decades ago when I lived in North Carolina, all the banks were closed at lunchtime. They closed up at lunchtime.
Oh, I never knew that.
I know, right? It's
Yeah, I never knew that.
I went on my lunchtime to switch banks and
Yeah.
I couldn't. Now,
Like, nope, sorry. You can have lunch with me, but
right? And that was in the 80s. So has that changed now? Possibly, especially the way that everybody can do online banking and
right.
all that other stuff. But even that alone, online banking is a big deal. It's a big deal. So when you're looking at this marketplace of yours, you're looking at Milwaukee. Are you looking for any specific economical status, like kids who come from households of X amount of money to X amount, or
No.
okay. I was going to say, because if you are, I think you ought to widen that, because people sometimes think that kids that come from a upper middle class, that they know what they're doing. And it's actually very reverse. A lot of kids who come from upper middle class don't have any common sense because mommy and daddy just do everything for them. That's not always the truth, but
correct. But I get what you're saying. Yeah. I don't think it matters.
In general. Yeah. Okay, excellent. And then how are you planning? So have you done the research to see how many of your target market is out there?
No, I haven't. I have to do like more of like an assessment, of marketing. I mean, for myself, like I have an idea of like what I want to do, but where should I was thinking about like seniors, focus on seniors that are just getting, they're moving out, they're deciding to go to college. They're probably deciding if they want to get, like in a full-time job instead of a part-time job, because who knows if they're in like, sports and stuff in high school. So it really just depends. And then I think that's, probably right there. I mean, might be my big focus. And then maybe first year in college, freshmen, and sophomores, depending on, depending on what their needs, I guess.
Well, and I would start to do some research to find out from census. I think it's the US Census. You can get this information.
Okay.
Of how many are actually in your target. I mean, really get nailed down and understand.
Okay.
Are in, how many are female? How many are male? How many are in, even to look at your different communities of Milwaukee.
Okay. How
many kids between the ages of 6 and 18? How many from, 19 to 21, 21 to 20, 22 to 25, and take a good look. Because when you're developing your marketing plan, you are going to talk to kids that are in the mid 20s differently than you will the 16-year-old.
Correct. Yeah.
When you're doing your marketing post, your social media, and then from there, figure out where they hang out. I would say I would take a really deep dive look into marketing with Snapchat.
Okay.
I believe Snapchat is still a thing.
Yeah.
Also, potentially, and I don't know a thing about this, is Clubhouse. Do kids hang out on Clubhouse? I do not know the answer to that.
Okay.
I know a lot of business people hang out on Clubhouse, but our kids.
I have an account with Clubhouse.
Yeah, I have an account. Also, I don't go on often, but I do have an account with Clubhouse. And do they have the kids Snapchat? I understand is a big spot for them. YouTube is another big spot for kids. There's a lot of kids now that when they're of that adult age that they can choose, they're not purchasing cable TV anymore. They're buying YouTube TV, Netflix, Hulu, that kind of stuff, right? They're buying these subscription plans. And YouTube is becoming a pretty popular one from the younger demographic, from what I understand.
Okay.
So you just, having a YouTube channel might be a spot that you look at. So I would take a deep dive into where they hang out, and then create some different posts and stuff, or some A/B testing to see what kind of responses and stuff you're getting.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that would make a lot of sense. And I actually would start to build your list and your following now.
Okay.
Don't wait. If you have a website,
Mm-hmm.
start blogging.
Okay.
And there's a blogging tool that I use called Phrase.
Okay.
It's not overly expensive. In fact, here, if you need let me see if I can find the link to get Phrase. The thing that I really like about Phrase
Mm-hmm.
is that it will also do some of the writing for you. I mean, it's a tool beyond tool that I love Phrase. Let me see here. Where is Phrase here? Because let's see here, because you can ask questions and put all that in there.
Mm-hmm.
And okay. All right, it's going to take me just
That's okay.
here to find it. And but what's really nice is you can put in questions about it.
Oh, okay.
And you can see what people are asking. You can also see, you can also get it to pretty much write it for you, which is way cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it will here we go. Okay. And I believe you can sign up for a free account with it to start with.
Okay.
Describe it. But I use Phrase Assistance. And so I put in what the topic is that I'm looking for. And then there's this little icon that basically says, write for me. And it writes, you still need to review it, write it, change it, etc. But half the problem with blogs is figuring out what to write.
Right. Like, what do I get? Like, my counseling session, or do I
Right.
experiences, or just trying to figure out.
So you just start to put in topics or, questions.
Okay.
And then there's a spot on the side that says questions people are asking. And all those questions that people are asking on that topic.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Those are all your new blog articles.
Right.
And that's what you can start to shape. And you need to make your blogs SEO rich. So using phrases and words that people would search for. Think about your own habits when you search on Google for something. What are you writing in there? What is it that you're typing for? Like,
can you put Google and Apple on like any of your blogs, like referencing them, or they don't like that?
Yeah, as long as you're referencing them in a proper way,
right. Like, hey, I wanted to find this out. I usually use Google to how to do something, let's say.
Yep. You can write a whole thing on that, because you're giving them light in a proper way.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about how the tool is being used, and it's actually their promotion, right?
Okay.
And they have that. So, but the nice part about Phrase, and when you're in it, you'll see all this, is that you can put in phrases and keywords that will drive people to your site when you start to publish it.
Okay.
So like mine are app marketing, right? Or creating a mobile app, or developing a mobile app. That could be a question that somebody might be putting in, how to make money with my app. Boom. And then Google will search the web and they'll be like, oh, there's an article over here on this site. Have you ever done that where you put something in and it's taking you to an article on somebody's site.
Yeah.
I did that today. I was Googling for something and it took me to a Forbes article, the 7 steps to whatever it was. And there was about 4 or 5 articles that had popped up.
Mhm.
And so that was really kind of cool. Phrase does that. It hooks into Google and it does all that. So
Oh, okay.
I really like it. I like
Okay.
Phrase a lot.
Right, phrase.
But that to me is one of the biggest pieces. When you're doing your marketing plan, you want to actually put in there blogging, how often you want to blog, how often you want to post, what social medias do you want to post to, which is that Amy that we had talked about. And
Does
Amy,
Amy integrate with this?
I do not know if Amy, oh, wait.
Okay.
Amy will integrate with it by going to your blog. You will be able to put your blog in on Amy to pull through, but you can add your blog in Amy
Mm-hmm.
for the posting. That's what I've done. I have a mobile apps blog in there. And so it'll pull that in, as well as the other one that I like to use for that is Missing Letter. That's another one that I like to use for Amy. Let me see here if I can find let's see here. This is the one for Missing Letter. That's the link for Missing Letter. What I like about Missing Letter, especially talking about blogging and using it for marketing, is that it will go to, it'll take your blog, you hook it into your blog, and then it peppers those blogs out over a 12-month period of time
Oh, wow.
in your social posting. And that can go to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pages. So if you'll notice, if you go to my site, you'll see my blogs are in there. That's how I'm doing it. I'm using Missing Letter to be able to automatically post it. Now you have control over all this,
Okay.
but all of these kind of tools need to go into your marketing plan.
Right.
So it need to be not only I'm going to do this, this is how I'm going to do this, and this is the way it's going to be. So that's, from a marketing view, it has to be much more than just I'm going to do it. This is the plan and how we're going to execute it.
Correct. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And like
Yes.
you said, I have to focus on, I wrote it down, my list and my following.
Right. And what's your call to action? So right now your app isn't built, right?
Right.
So your call to action is to build your following and build your email list.
Mm-hmm.
That's your call to action. You always want them to get onto your mailing list. And for you, you might even have to give away something to get people on your mailing list.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to give away a check sheet or a list or the top 10 things that, Adulting 101, you got to learn. Something that might get people to click on it. However, you're going to have to do some research to find out what people will do. That's the thing. You have to find out what they will do. So yeah, that's all part of it. And you also need to, in your marketing, is to make sure your objective is very clear, not broad. You can have many different marketing plans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your objective is just drill down on the objective.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need to, one of the best ways to drill down on an objective is to ask the question, why?
Mm-hmm.
Because that really gets down to what are you trying to achieve?
Right.
Right now for you, it's to get people on the email list. Why? So I can stay in communication with them. Why? So when I'm ready to roll out my app, they'll be ready for it. Why? So that they're engaging. So really your objective is to get people engaged.
Right.
See how that's.
Yep. Yeah. So now I'm just trying to figure out well, I think a checklist would probably help.
Checklist might help to get that. Another thing you can do is to record a video, like the top 7 things that are preventing you from succeeding as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And then come up with whatever those top seven things are.
And then do I do the video to like try to get them to come over?
Yep. And you can even get it to be the top 7 things that are preventing you from succeeding in adulthood. Click here to see the video. And then before the video, you say, drop in your email address to unlock the video. But whenever you're trying to collect names and stuff, you want to make sure that you're getting their email. And you don't want to make it so that they have to fill in a lot of information. It could even be just give me your email. Some people do give me your first name and email, or they just say generically name, which is
Right,
typically the first name.
right.
That way, you can name and email, boom, and then off it goes. And then you're asking permission to email them.
Okay,
That'd be part of it too.
okay,
Using a mail service like that, MailChimp is a great service. You can get 2,500 names free and use it and have it work for you. That way you need to be emailing out to these people on a regular basis. And what do you email out to them? Your blog articles.
okay,
Just posted this question. You can do surveys. You can find all kinds of information to keep them engaged before your app is ready to go live.